Hello, my name is Beth Nathison, and I'm the president of Beth Shalom. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today. It's been about 6 weeks since life turned upside down for most of us. I don't know about you, but I alternate between thinking things are perfectly normal and feeling like things are completely abnormal. Our family is experiencing things that I never in a million years could have ever imagined. Over the last month and a half, I've seen some amazing gestures of care in our temple community. I've spoken to many of you on the phone, as have my fellow board members. I have seen people become comfortable with an unbelievable array of technology. And I've had the privilege of participating in 6 live streamed Shabbat services where our community comes together every Friday night in new and unique ways. I don't want to belabor the point, as we're all living in our own version of this reality. Perhaps you've seen the meme floating around Facebook and Instagram that talks about how we're all in the same storm, but in completely different boats. People are making their own way in what has become our new normal, and whatever boat you're in right now, that is your reality. As we move forward, we are taking into consideration guidance from the state, our Health and Safety Committee, and we will communicate any and all decisions about reopening the building when it's safe and acceptable to do so. But we do want everyone to make sure that we understand the boat you're in and the storm we're all in, and we will make those decisions with care. What I do want to make clear is that your temple leadership and staff are here for you. We want to make sure everyone in our community knows that we're all only a phone call or an email away. So please do not suffer in silence. If you need us, we are here and we want you to reach out, and we are trying to stay in touch with you as well. So this video is meant to serve as an update from our board and staff to you, our members of Beth Shalom. In February, we hosted our first ever town hall, which many of you attended. During that town hall, we discussed the themes of connectedness and matterness. And the board has been keeping that as our focus for 2019-2020. We believe so much that people invest their time and energy in places where they feel a connection and where they feel their work matters. But it's been pointed out that we are somewhat of a risk-averse population, so occasionally people don't feel comfortable going out on a limb and getting involved. So we hosted that town hall as a way to open the floor to you, the membership, so you could partner with us as we work to solve some problems that are facing our congregation. Well, you rose to the challenge. Thank you. We had some great ideas and suggestions that came forth, ideas that we are already putting work toward accomplishing. Scott Carter pointed out that people don't seem to introduce themselves anymore, whether we just assume we know each other or we feel embarrassed because we should know someone's name and we don't. So he suggested that we all do something really easy. We just step outside of our comfort zone and introduce ourselves, and maybe even reintroduce ourselves to each other as a way to help build connections. Jackie Weintraub commented on the strong social groups that exist within our community, which is a great thing. However, she pointed out that this can maybe be a turnoff to newcomers. It's hard to break into an already established social group. So she suggested we go back to having name tags for everyone. And this is such a simple action. It's one we're already working on, and it will build community and familiarity. Rebecca Collins spoke about the strong relationship we have with the Raleigh-Cary Jewish Federation and how we need to be better about taking advantage of the community events the Federation offers through the JCC or through the JFS. So I want to let you know that strides are definitely being made in this area, but of course more can be done. And Neil Solid spoke about the 8,000 unaffiliated Jews that live around us. How can Beth Shalom be better at outreach so these Jews can find their religious home within our doors? A lot of work to do. We spent a great deal of time speaking about the financial situation we're facing as a congregation, and Greg does email about that, so we are making sure we're staying transparent and open about that. We want to make sure that we are able to fulfill that mission that is incumbent on us as engaged Jews to make sure we're doing everything we can to ensure the future of our congregation and the future of the Jewish people in this area. So Greg, who's our treasurer, shared that our congregation has been seeing changing age demographics over the last 5 years alone. We are an aging congregation, and we have a great opportunity ahead of us right now to reach out and connect with younger Jewish families in the area and tell them what we love about this place. Our religious school numbers have dropped. We need to refocus on our mission of reaching as many Jewish youth and young families as we can, and we need your help doing that. And finally, we spoke at great length about the safety and security of our temple home. Our biggest mission is to keep our community members safe. And over the past few years, we've made amazing strides to establish formal connections with local law enforcement, as well as all of our neighboring Jewish organizations, so we can continue to provide a safe and secure place for our families to worship. Our safety team is led by Toby Kennedy, and they are doing great work in this area, and they continue to be at the forefront of all issues around safety and security. We plan to continue to host town halls like this, hopefully in person soon, and we hope that you will continue to attend and share your feedback with our leadership. We can't do this important work alone, and your participation is so valuable and so appreciated. So to that end, I want to speak about our amazing board of directors that I've had the privilege to work with this last year. Nothing that our temple community enjoys year after year would be possible without the time and commitment of this volunteer leadership, and namely our 13 board members. Each year, we look toward the future by nominating congregants to rise up and fill open positions within our board. Personally, I have found great joy in spending time working with these people toward common goals and with other Beth Shalom leaders doing the same. This is my third stint on the board, and many board members have been on the board multiple times, and that shows that they enjoy it. So this year, as we look forward to 2021, we are looking to fill some open positions. So I wanted to give you a little bit of information about that. Our treasurer, our VP of membership, our VP of lifelong learning, and our member at large. For the past few years, these positions have been held by Greg Bennett, Julian Klein, Melissa Rosenstock, and Heidi Van Zanten. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the positions. I had a little interview with them, and want to encourage you to consider whether or not you can give us the invaluable gift of your service by maybe stepping up to fulfill one of these roles. So I'm going to start with the member at large. For the past year, this is a one-year position. Heidi Van Zanten has done a great job serving as our member at large. This is a liaison between the board and the general membership. So she has acted as a helping hand to board members who need extra assistance on projects and tasks. The member at large enjoys full voting rights, attends all monthly board meetings, and gets more insight into the inner workings of the board and really the logistical day-to-day life of Beth Shalom. Heidi estimates that the time involvement for this role is relatively minimal, 5 to 7 hours per month, and that does include board meetings and then occasionally other meetings that he or she might attend. Heidi pointed out that each member at large experience will be different based on the interests of that particular person, as well as the challenges the board may be experiencing during any respective year. So during her term, for instance, Heidi was able to work with the membership committee. She was instrumental in helping design and facilitate the new and much loved ONEG procedure. And she worked on her own special interest project as she moved along to fruition a multi-year B'nai Mitzvah gift to be presented to the temple. As this year's member at large, Heidi truly enjoyed being a spokesperson for the wonderful congregants of Beth Shalom, and she really enjoyed experiencing the dynamic inner workings of the temple and getting to know more about board leadership. Julian Klein has served on the Beth Shalom board for the past few years as our VP of membership, and over that time has built an incredibly dynamic and vibrant committee of 8 members who meet monthly. This group has put into action so many incredible events, and I know a lot of you have attended them. For instance, open house during Rosh Hashanah, where she brought in food trucks, the Say Hi table at Oneg, Nosh with the Rabbi, where we went to the rabbi's home with new members. She hosted quite a few Let's Schmooze events before services, which were a lot of fun. Last year, a very well-attended Rosh Hashanah outdoor family service, which we're going to continue doing now as we move into the next year's high holidays because it was so popular. She ran a t-shirt contest and a sale, which brought in over $400 in fundraising money. She created welcome bags to new families, brochures to hand out at events, and she's worked with the board to identify areas for engagement for each committee. Julianne really sees the role of VP of Membership as someone who encourages members to do three things: engage, connect, and grow. She estimates that she puts in between 10 and 15 hours per month, depending on the time of year, for her volunteer work. And as she has been VP of Membership, she has really enjoyed listening to our members and using the information to help shape a lot of new ideas and change some old ways of doing things into something new. She's really enjoyed meeting so many of you as a result of being on the board, and she leaves us with strong knowledge that the work she and her committee have done is really for the good of the temple and to help sustain our Jewish community here. Melissa Rosenstock has been our fearless leader of lifelong learning for the past few years. As VP of Lifelong Learning, Melissa has been overseeing the three main branches of learning that go on at our temple: religious school, teen learning, and adult education. So most of her time is spent on supporting those groups, namely religious school. She meets on a regular basis with the school director and committee chair, and she spends time on teen and adult education, mainly before the new year begins, to help plan the awesome programming that they have. She oversees the religious school committee, the youth group and teen learning groups, and adult education, and a lot of things that have a learning component like Got Culture, Men's Club, and Book Club. So when you see something new or different happening in any of these areas, it really started out as an idea that was presented in one of these committees. So it could be something relatively small, like a new class, like adult Hebrew, or it could be something really large, like moving to one Sunday school session from two. So during her time in this role, one of her biggest accomplishments that I'm so proud of is that she helped us bring a new religious school director to the temple, which was obviously an excellent thing because it brought us Maura Lynn and later offered an extended contract so we could keep her here. So thank you so much for that. Melissa said the personal satisfaction she derives from leading this group is twofold. So she finds a lot of satisfaction in helping actualize ideas that end up making learning at Beth Shalom more vibrant and available to more people. She loves seeing the happy faces on members when they are engaged in a learning activity, and that she also derives a lot of pleasure in getting to know all the different people that she has worked with. She's made connections to Beth Shalom members that she most likely would never have met otherwise, and she's blown away by the talent and the giving hearts of these people that have been doing this work alongside her for her time as VP of Lifelong Learning. And finally, we are saying goodbye, not goodbye for good, goodbye from the board to our treasurer, Greg Bennett. Greg has been, I can't even put it into words, such an amazing resource to our temple and has devoted hours and hours of time and energy to the financial well-being of our organization. I really don't think it's an overstatement to say that we would not be here today without Greg's tireless and honorable leadership. So I want to personally thank him so much for everything that he has done for us. The Treasurer's Office has a big job, a lot of tasks in helping to protect the financial safety and security of Beth Shalom and our congregants. The good news is that in addition to the treasurer, there are 5 other very strong and involved volunteers and a part-time financial manager doing many of the tasks. So this is a supervisory role, but it is a major commitment in time and energy, and Greg estimates it can average around 10 hours a week. So it's been great for Greg being retired and having this passion for financial conservatism. Greg has been an excellent person to sit in this role. The treasurer oversees the Beth Shalom financial manager and all the journal entries and financial transactions, member transactions, credit cards, bank drafts, stock transfers, pretty much everything you can think of, payroll. The The treasurer advises the board on budgetary issues, recommends financial action and response. So lots of great things happening in that office. When I asked Greg what he was going to be missing, he stated that he was just so proud of the group of volunteers and all the work that has been done to help protect the financial safety and security of our temple and our members. And working with this group has been a privilege, and he said it has been truly satisfying. He also really has enjoyed helping the board come to see and understand the current and future risks facing Beth Shalom in a financial aspect, and being able to offer strategies and tactics to help address and mitigate those risks. So Greg's strategic mind and forward thinking is something we would love to be able to duplicate in the next person who steps into this role. So I share all of this because I want you to become involved. I want to work alongside you. I want to help you become a more involved member of the leadership of this temple. And I really think that you will get as much out of it as those of us who have been in this role really do find. It's truly a rewarding activity, and it's something any one of us, the 13 of us, would be happy to talk with you about. In fact, we might be calling you, so please pick up the phone when you see it's one of us, because we would really love for you to join us. As we move into May, you will be receiving word soon about our upcoming congregational meeting, which again will be rather unique this year. We are going to hold it over Zoom. It is June 7th, 2020, so mark your calendar. We'll start at 10 a.m. During that time, we will be sharing important things about the coming year. We will be voting on our 2020-2021 budget, and we will vote in our new slate of nominees. So please plan to attend and make your voice heard. So until we speak again, whether it's on the phone or over a live streaming Shabbat, or hopefully in the comfort of our beautiful sanctuary or social hall soon, please know that I and my fellow leaders are thinking about you. We are praying for your health and safety, and we are here for you anytime you need to talk. So be well, and thank you so much for your attention.